Hey guys, today I am showing you how to do gel waves. Yeah, so the first thing you do is I sectioned out the hair that I want for my waves. I'm gonna do a big wave on this side and a little wave on this side to show you all like different sizes. And also this is like with a side part. Got a little Nemo there and I have an orca over here. The first thing after you section those is get everything else where you want it. If you want a bun, you want a higher bun, a ponytail, whatever, get it where you want it, completely slicked back so you have somewhere to put the wave. My biggest tip is don't hairspray it yet. Do everything like you would, but only use gel, because the hairspray kind of makes a hard coating and then the wave doesn't want to stick to that and you'll end up having it flapping off, which isn't super fun. So just gel, and we'll be adding more gel later to here to glue it on. But for now, just gel it all back and have your sections. For sectioning, you're gonna want a thinner section than you'd expect. It completely depends on individual like hair thickness, but it's still gonna be, like you can see, I do not have that much hair for this guy, but you're gonna want it longer than you'd think. So you want it the width of, or like length of whatever part you want. So it goes back pretty far, you know, you don't just want a tiny one. And then yeah, not all that thick. Depends on your hair. If you have really thick hair, you're gonna want an even thinner section. If you have thinner hair, you might want a thicker one, but mainly you're gonna want the gel in all of this. You don't want a section in the middle that's gonna be dry. So you want it thin enough that the gel is gonna saturate all the way through your section. So once you do that, I probably should have left the orca in, to be honest, but it's okay. After that, get your gel. Gonna want a lot. I kind of like the tubs because you can scoop and just lather it on in there. Get it all in there. I put some on the bottom and on the top of my section because yeah, you want it to go all the way through. Rub it in. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. It's kind of hard to do on the camera. And then comb it through. Usually as you comb it, you'll find your dry spots. Like my ends are pretty dry still, and you don't want that. You want it all saturated. And once you get it good, you'll see it starting to like meld together in like a nice flat glop, which is what you want. You don't want those cracks. And yeah, make sure you get it where your part is. You're like, oh, I'm not doing the wave all the way up there, but you still want to get it all evenly wet so that it all does the same thing. And make sure you're combing it through because you don't want any weird knots or like flyaways in the middle of your wave because they're a lot harder to come out once you wave them. Cool, so you see we have a nice like shiny section here. It's easier to see on the pink, but my hair's starting to want to curl. But it's not going to. It's gonna go where we put it because it's full of gel. Okay, so once you get that all nice and flattened together, some videos I know they'll like use a comb. You make two little scissor claws here, and I'm gonna hold this one. This is the important part. Let me see if I can get. So, oh, okay, there we go. I got it smooth again. Scissor claws, and you just pull this into the wave. I'm having some weird cracks over here, but you can also just use your thumb and kind of pinch and splay them out. And I'm gonna pinch this one, kind of splay this guy out. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way. I'm kind of wanting, so hard to do to camera. I want a big wave here. So I'm trying to get a real big one here. My natural wave is kind of messing it up, but that guy. And then once you get that one, you do the same thing over here. You just kind of pinch and go. You're gonna wanna hold a lot of even pressure on this so you don't mess up your first wave. Because if you don't and you do that, look, bloop, you just mess that one up. So you hold even pressure on this, like pinch it good. We're having some chunkying going on over here, but pull that one, switch, pull this one. Stand by. This is a lot harder to do with a camera. If it starts to get chunky or like start to feel stiff, more gel. When in doubt, more gel. Yeah, it'll wash out. So, but you want this to stay all day. Oop, having some weird spots there, you can see. There we go. Okay. Stand by. There we go. We're kind of getting a wave going there. Wow. Okay. That might have been too much gel. Just kidding. There's no such thing. No such thing as too much gel. Probably. Okay. So we're getting it. Now this is typically preferable on short-ish hair. Now my hair's very short, which just means a shorter wave. But if your hair's too long, like, you're gonna run out of head space for the wave to go. But you can see my wave is gonna end way before my bun. Oh, there we go, right on the forehead. You don't have to put it on your forehead because it is kind of an interesting feeling. I know at comp, sometimes if it's on my skin and I start sweating, like, you'll feel the gel get jelly, but that's okay. It'll probably stay in place. And yeah, there we go. I just make a little curl with the end of it. No worries, we just put it back in there. Make a little curl, boopity-doo, ta-da. Now, it's not wanting to stay on the end, so what you do is you just glue it down. I'm gonna put a little bit of gel where I want it to go, like glue, and then you just put it in there. And if you don't have enough gel under here either, you're gonna wanna put the gel underneath the wave when you lay it down. And then you can kind of just work that gel into the wave. And then once it's down, you can wave it out more. If you want the crack like that, you can do that. I'm gonna try and smooth it out. Hopefully, there we go. You can see my hair wanting to wave there, but we're not gonna let that happen. And then once you get to that point too, I have this little edges comb from Fred Meyers. They have them at Sally's too. And if you did end up having any weird fuzzy spots, you can lay those down. If your hairs are like, you can see my hairs are like, which way are we going? So can use this to brush those down. You've got this part too to like, if you want it like flat and glossy. Wow, so shiny. Yeah. That's the big one. Okay. And then, now I'll do the tiny one. The duo color hair kind of helps see where exactly it goes. But yeah, you could also do it fully on your face. You could do it further back. You can put it wherever you want. Okay. Your comb will probably get full of gel. All right, let's do this one. This one with a bit less hair, and I'm trying to think where I want this one to go. Probably like here and up. I mean, it won't go that far, but we'll see. So again, I gel all the like root area. It's almost like if you're dyeing your hair, like start and work it down. Make sure it's fully saturated. Similar things. This is just gel. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that might be good. Another comb. Okay, cool. Oh, got a little knot down here. Not on my watch. Okay, you're getting more gel. See how shiny it is. If we were doing spikes, this would be great. But I don't know if a competition would approve of that. Okay. Again, this is kind of the tricky part. Let me try and get a better angle. I'm gonna pull like that. I'll fix those. I don't know why they did that. Okay. Okay, I will show another method because my alligator fingers are not working for this right now. You could do it like this. So I'm gonna start to pull this one this way to make the wave, but trying to keep it smooth. And then do the opposite this way while holding the first wave we made so that it doesn't get messed up. There we go. Good one there. Look like a candy. Look like a Candyland character. Okay. Like chocolate strawberry. Ooh, okay. And then just kind of pinching it, holding the first ones together like this so they don't get messed up. Spreading this one out. There we go, we got another little wave going there. And again, we can wave them more once we lay it down. I'm gonna hold this one, get this last little piece. You can see my ends are starting to come out there. But we might get that once we lay it down. So, I'm just gonna hold my wave, go and get some more gel. And I want it to go up in here, so I'm gonna lay a thick layer of gel. Like, you don't wanna rub it into the hair underneath. The hair underneath already has gel. You wanna lay it on top. So this hair is gonna stick to. I don't know if it'll go back that far. And you will have gel all over your ears. But again, it'll come off. I'll just clean it off. I always have like an awkward layer of gel on my ears. Okay. First wave, bloop. You can put the gel on your skin too. I probably should have done that, but there's so much gel in my hair. Okay. Now we can kind of fine tune this guy. Oh yeah. Slay. Okay. Now we're just gonna pull this last one. And you can just kind of end it. I won't end this one in a curl, just for a little variety. I'm just gonna swoop it back, and maybe kind of blend it into the rest of my hair, especially since it's not gonna reach all the way to my bun. And then now it's laying on this thick bed of gel. Like, it has a layer of gel underneath it, so you can kind of like push it down and it'll work into the gel that you put underneath, and it kind of bonds it, if that makes sense. Oh, you can see my skin there. Oh well. You kind of want to bond the hair to the gel underneath. The gel in your hair bonds with the underneath gel. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually what happens, but I like to imagine that's what happens. So spread these guys out. Blah, blah, blah. There. Okay. And then you can see I'm starting to get some cracks at the roots. So honestly, this is really good for that. To kind of, oh, hard with the camera. To kind of bond that. You see I have some flyaways too, like, that didn't make it. You can brush those in. If you have a lot of them, you could do little forehead curl wave things. Very, very vintage, very retro. And yeah, you don't like the shape of it, look, boom. Just kind of form it. There you go. Oh yeah, you can see my little baby hairs here. Just comb those in. Bloop. My gel isn't turning pink today. The other day I did this and the gel I put in my hair turned pink, which was fun. Okay, bloop. And there you go. Ta-da! And now once this is in, and you let the gel dry, you can finally hairspray it. Because then you'll have the hard coating over all of it, bonded together, and you won't have to worry about these coming off. And if they do come off, what my experience has been is the wave will hold together. Like, it might just come off of your head, but the wave will stay intact. So if it does come off your head, just layer gel, slap it back on over the layer of gel, like gluing it on. Yeah, so it's usually a pretty easy fix, even if it does come off, because sometimes, no matter what you do, you're sweating, it might come off. But easy fix. And yeah, do not put lash glue in your hair. If your wave is coming off and you have this weird flat and the gel isn't gelling it back on, don't put lash glue in it. I learned my lesson. It turns into this big, like, latexy clump with your hair inside of it, and it does not come out. Okay, hot water, shampoo, whatever, doesn't want to come out. Conditioner kind of helped. Took me half an hour after a long day at competition, which we had the second day of competition the next day, so had to get to bed. Spent way too much time trying to get lash glue out of my hair. Don't do lash glue. I've heard people use Elmer's glue. Never tried it. I'm not advising it, but yeah. And yeah, the only tools you need for this, I have an edge comb, which is like not necessary. Really, like I barely used it. Rat tail comb, sectioning, and combing, and gel, which, yeah. And that's it. That's all I use. So, good luck, guys. Happy competitioning.